The excavation team noticed a pipe going underground in the middle of a dense forest. This was quite surprising because the spot where they were standing was an old, dead volcano, completely covered by trees, plants, and grass. To see inside the pipe, the team decided to send in a night vision camera. As the camera went in, about 30 meters down, it captured the scene of a massive tunnel. This was March 2018, and the excavation team was near the city of Lublin in southern Poland. About 30 meters below the surface, they were about to witness something unique. Welcome back, viewers, to Forgotten Mystery Videos. As the camera moved further inside the tunnel, they saw something astonishing: a track. While they were trying to understand the purpose of the track, a mining cart standing in the distance caught their attention. When the local authorities found out, they brought along a map of a tunnel that was believed to have been lost during World War II. It turned out this tunnel was built approximately 80 years ago, during the World War II era. For years, local authorities had been searching for this tunnel. The entrance of the tunnel was sealed with heavy stones, and over time, soil, grass, and vegetation had completely erased any sign of its existence. However, the interior of the tunnel matched the map exactly. The presence of tracks and a minecart indicated that this tunnel was likely used during World War II to store supplies. Many of the iron objects in the tunnel had rusted. Shovels, drill bits, and pickaxes were found in the same condition as they were left by Nazi soldiers 80 years ago. During World War II, the Allied forces, including America and Britain, were in conflict with countries like Nazi Germany and Japan. Hitler's army built thousands of underground bunkers during this time. Although Hitler initiated the concept, the Allied forces also began utilizing underground tunnels and bunkers later on. During World War II, bunkers were of great strategic importance, serving both defensive and offensive purposes. Some were designed to protect from enemy attacks, while others were used to launch offensives against the enemy. These bunkers provided protection from enemy airstrikes and artillery shells, offering soldiers a secure base. Defensive bunkers on the front lines were designed to withstand enemy attacks, such as Germany's Atlantic Wall, which served as a strong barrier against Allied assaults. Some bunkers were also used for planning operations, where commanders secretly managed their operations. So many underground bunkers and war rooms were constructed during World War II that it's impossible to count them all today, as thousands remain buried underground. It is said that the Allied powers and Axis powers spent so much on underground bunkers during World War II that it caused a global shortage of iron and cement. An estimate suggests that building all these bunkers cost between $500 billion to $1 trillion in today's currency. To give perspective, America spent approximately $300 million daily during its 20-year war in Afghanistan. In comparison, during World War II, building bunkers alone cost $460 million daily. And this does not include expenses for manpower, logistics, and ammunition during the war. Now, let's revisit history to learn about some of these bunkers. The Atlantic Wall was a massive coastal defense system built by Nazi Germany during World War II. Stretching 2,400 miles, about 3,800 kilometers, along Europe's coastline, it was designed to protect against Allied forces' attacks from the sea. Constructed between 1940 and 1944, this system included thousands of bunkers, ammunition depots, and forts. At that time, Hitler also had control over several parts of France. The Atlantic Wall extended into the northern French region of Normandy, where the Longues-sur-Mer artillery battery was installed. These bunkers were designed to withstand heavy bombardments and provide defensive fire during attacks. In Norway, the lower part of the country played a key role in stopping Allied forces from the North Atlantic Ocean. Hitler placed sections of the Atlantic Wall here as well. Fortresses like Christiansand protected naval routes. Similarly, the Netherlands, which was under Nazi control at the time, had thousands of safe Union bunkers built along the North Atlantic coast. This entire Atlantic wall, consisting of underground bunkers, depots, tunnels, artillery batteries, and forts, was constructed by Fritz Todt, a German engineer. Approximately 260,000 workers, most of whom were prisoners, were forced to construct all these structures within 2 to 4 years. Today, parts of the Atlantic Wall still exist as historical monuments, showcasing the engineering marvels and the immense expenditure of World War II. When Hitler built the Atlantic Wall, the Allied powers couldn't imagine the challenges they would face ahead. Then, in 1942, an incident occurred that opened the eyes of America and Britain. Canadian forces, part of the Allied powers, planned an attack on the French area of Dieppe, now known as the Dieppe Raid. The objective was to understand how the Atlantic Wall operated. The strong concrete bunkers completely thwarted the Allied attack. Allied troops trying to land on the coastline fell victim to Nazi Germany's powerful crossfire. This was a significant blow to the Allied forces, as they underestimated the strength of the Atlantic Wall. Out of the Allied soldiers who came, about 3,600 were either killed or captured by the Nazis. After the Dieppe Raid, the Allied forces realized that to successfully attack Hitler's regime, they needed significant investment in bunkers and defense systems. As a result, countries like the United Kingdom, France, and the Soviet Union, including Canada, spent heavily on constructing bunkers and tunnels. Churchill's War Rooms, an underground complex, served as British Prime Minister Winston Churchill's headquarters during World War II. It was designed to protect against Nazi Germany's airstrikes. France's Maginot Line, built after World War I, saw new underground bunkers and tunnels added during World War II. France believed this system would protect them, but Germany bypassed the Maginot Line and invaded France through Belgium. In another part of the world, Japan, which allied with Hitler during World War II, also built hundreds of underground bunkers. Under Iwo Jima, a network was created with hidden artillery positions, storage rooms, and living quarters. These tunnels were used for surprise attacks during Allied invasions. The bunkers and tunnels in Okinawa were even larger and more complex, housing thousands of Japanese soldiers positioned for defense and resistance. This defensive system was designed to repel Allied invasions and inflict maximum casualties. The engineering of the bunkers built by various countries during World War II is nothing short of miraculous. Amidst wartime shortages and constant threats of airstrikes, thousands of bunkers were not only built, but many remain hidden underground to this day. Particularly those built by Axis powers, as their regimes ended after the war, leaving many bunkers abandoned and entrances sealed. This is why the locations of these bunkers remain unknown. One way to locate these bunkers and tunnels was through secret documents held by Hitler's government. However, many of these were either burned or hidden in undisclosed locations, known only to those who hid them. Most of these bunkers were camouflaged to blend into the natural terrain, making it impossible to detect their presence. As a result, they remain hidden even after the war. Special ventilation systems were created for underground bunkers, allowing fresh air inside and expelling carbon dioxide. During his regime, Nazi leader Adolf Hitler relied on several famous bunkers. One of them was the Eagle's Nest, also known as Kehlstein House, located in Germany's Obersalzberg. It was used for secret meetings and relaxation. Built with concrete and granite, it had bomb-proof features. Another famous bunker of Hitler's was the Berlin Führer bunker, which served as a full-fledged headquarters. It was designed to withstand Allied bombing and artillery. Here, Hitler spent his final days and ended his life on April 30th, 1945. Today, no part of this bunker is visible on the surface, but it remains a dark chapter in World War II history. Another bunker where Hitler spent most of his wartime days was the Wolf's Lair. Located in northern Germany amidst dense forests, it resembled a fortress more than a bunker. Hitler's bedroom was in the center, surrounded by offices. The roof was about 7 meters thick, with a layer of gravel making it resistant to airstrikes and bombings. A thick steel door protected against chemical attacks. Resembling an Egyptian tomb, this bunker was so sturdy that it is still indestructible today. Despite such high security, the bunker was camouflaged to blend into the forest landscape. Its roof was covered with soil, and trees and plants identical to the surrounding forest were planted on top. This made it impossible for passing aircraft to suspect that Hitler's headquarters lay beneath. The Allied powers, including the USA, UK, Canada, and others, spent years planning to overcome Nazi Germany's strong defensive bunkers and the Atlantic Wall. To counter the Atlantic Wall, over 156,000 troops, 5,000 ships, and 11,000 aircraft were used. This was June 6, 1944, a day remembered as D-Day. On this day, Germany's Atlantic Wall bunkers and artillery faced the Allied forces. However, their planning and resources were not as effective. Allied airstrikes and paratroopers significantly challenged German communications and defenses. Initially, the Allied forces faced heavy losses, but ultimately they succeeded in breaking Nazi Germany's control over Europe. We hope you enjoyed this video by Forgotten Mystery. Don't forget to like and share this video. Thank you for your lovely comments. See you in the next amazing video.